Hi, good afternoon, everybody. I am here with the next interview in my Be Good to You video series with my good friend, Todd Nicholson. He continues to share his life with me and his love for doing the heart work with people. And so I am just so excited today, Todd, to interview you and to get to know you a little bit better.
Well, thanks for the invite. First of all, I'm just honored to be part of your lineup. So it's cool to be here. Thanks, Kristen. Appreciate it.
Awesome. Awesome. Well, let's get this started. So share with me your health story and how you weren't being good to you.
Sure. About 5, 6 years ago, a friend of mine told me about a health program that he had, and didn't. I wasn't interested. I was doing fine. I thought I was doing fine. So I set the information aside and just let it sit there for a year, and then. Actually, I'm a physical therapist, and one of my students came in, and she was getting ready for her wedding. So she was doing all these health challenges, like squat challenge and sit up challenge, and so we thought, oh, let's work out with her. That'll be fun. So just out of curiosity, I stepped on the scale and saw a number I did not like, and thought, well, where did that come from? I was a four-sport athlete in high school. I was a college athlete, physical therapist, healthcare professional. I should be better than this, and I wasn't. So I was on cholesterol meds. My blood pressure wasn't great. I wasn't exercising. I was a very poor example for my patients, and decided I need to do something about this. So I remembered what my friend Scott had told me about, and I called him and got started on that program. Lost 33 pounds in about 6 weeks, and started running. Started exercising much more regularly. Cool part is my daughter, who's now graduating from college this year, she wanted to run a half marathon before she graduated from high school. And I thought distance runners were crazy, and still kind of do, but decided to become one of them. So she and I finished hand in hand 2 half marathons now since that time. And it's just a very meaningful part of my journey because of that. And now I've been able to continue that journey and pay it forward to other people. That's just a lot of fun.
That's awesome. So did you have that realization like I did that I'm either a runner or I'm really crazy to be out here doing all this training?
Yeah, sometimes we got a lake here, and I heard of people before I started running the distance that had run around the lake. I'm like, that's 11 some miles. Are you kidding me? No way. Well, you're running around. I don't like to drive around my lake. And yet, and during our training, we did it twice, and so it's doable, and the mindset is all what it is, but it was fun. So
That's awesome. I guess I didn't know that about you, the running piece. So there you go, right? Learned something new about there.
yeah.
So what habits and mental well-being practices do you do now on a daily basis to be good to yourself?
Sure. Well, exercise is a big part of what I do, and I go to the gym a couple times a week, and my wife and I go for walks. I've pretty much stopped running now, but it could get back into it again. But I really love the exercise component of it. So that's a daily habit. And then from a mindset standpoint, I really get I get a couple daily devotions sent to me on internet, and so I make sure that that's part of my daily routine is really getting in the Word and centering my focus on that. I have an app on my phone called Calm, CALM, and it helps with mindfulness and just relaxation and clearing the mind. Sometimes when we're in our prayer time, we're worrying about other people because of who we're praying for, and it's hard to really get the clear head. So that app helps me with that component of it. And I've had a different attitude towards things. Things don't bother me as much as they used to. I'm a very competitive person, but if my Iowa Hawkeyes lose on Saturday, it's okay. I will wake up Sunday and I will be fine. And it's not the end of the world anymore. It used to ruin my whole weekend. So just a mind shift change, and I think that's really helped in many aspects. But for sure, my mental clarity and just peace of mind.
Yeah, well, and I think when you feel better, you're definitely listening through a different filter. Whereas when you don't feel good, you're listening through the I don't feel good filter. So everything is bigger than it needs to be. And
Right.
so so I get that things just sort of, you learn how to manage things a little bit differently because you feel better.
Yeah, exactly, exactly. And I can approach each day with that attitude now, and I get the exercise component is always done first thing in the morning, and when I can do that and feel good about that, then the rest of the day just falls into place.
Absolutely. And when you lost that, you said it was 30 some pounds. I mean, you think about it with, you know, it's said that with every pound you lose between 3 to 4 pounds of pressure off your joints. I mean, no wonder you were able to fulfill that goal and that desire for your daughter to run alongside her, because you didn't have that extra pressure and that inflammation and all of those things holding you back from doing it.
Exactly. And I had honestly, I had a knee surgery, my third knee surgery on my left knee, just a few months before I started the program. And that surgeon said, "Well, you're done running." Okay. Well, at that point, I didn't care. I wasn't running, so it's like, okay, whatever. And but once I started that program and had the more energy that I was missing, I thought, okay, I got to burn this somehow, or I'm going to drive my wife crazy. And so then I said, well, let's try to run a little bit and see what happens. And honestly, knock on wood, I have had zero knee pain since I got healthier. So it's yeah, you can really reduce the impact on our joints by taking care of ourselves.
Yeah, and as a physical therapist, I'm sure you understand that better than someone like I. So I can completely understand that. So in closing, what advice would you give to others to encourage them to be good to themselves?
Sure, find out what's important to you. Why do you want to be better to yourself? What's important to you from a life standpoint? Is it family? Is it travel? Is it come up with a really positive reason why you want to get healthier or be better to yourself. And keeping that in mind, I made a why poster. I have pictures of a mission trip that I go on, and a guy running down the highway, and a really cool 66 Mustang that I want, and some other things that are important to me. A husband and wife going hiking in the woods, and a grandpa playing Twister with his grandkids. So if those things weren't going to be possible if I didn't take care of myself 5 years ago, as I wasn't going to be able to go down that journey anymore. So figuring out what that why is, because my poster is going to be different than everybody else's, but get the why, and then go forward and just be really concentrate on those things and have fun with it, and know that God has a plan for each one of us, and what that is up to you to figure out. But then develop those habits that I get up every Tuesday and Thursday at pretty early in the morning to go to the gym to lift. Before that wouldn't have been something I'm like, I want to sleep, but I just go to bed a little earlier, get up, and it works perfect. And now that helps me, but that's not what everybody needs to do. But find those things that are important to you, and then make them a habit. And it does change your life.
That's awesome. That's awesome. Well, thank you so much, Todd, for taking the time to do this interview with me. And thank you for sharing your nuggets of what has worked for you and how you're continuing down this journey. And so I just really appreciate this interview time with you.
Well, and I appreciate the invitation, and just honored to be part of this, and hopefully touch somebody. If it's just one person that made a difference, then it's all worth it. Thanks for
Absolutely.
doing this. Yeah.
Absolutely. Thank you again, Todd. Have a wonderful day.
Yeah, you too.
Okay.
Thanks.
Bye-bye.